Hi folks, we're back at Cape Cornwall today, and that's where we were talking about the hedge that was repaired in the last video. We've got another bit of interesting conservation management to tell you about today, different to repairing a Cornish hedge. What we're looking at today is this patch of ground here that I'm standing on. Now, the landowner contacted me a while ago and said that they wanted to manage this for biodiversity, and we've had quite a few conversations about what that might look like. How could we achieve the best or the best result for wildlife here. So these two fields, or meadows you might call them, are managed by the National Trust. These fields are very rich in flowers during the summer, and consequently support a really good population of some quite rare bees. And so what we've decided to do is to manage this patch of land, which hasn't had any work on it or any management or any grazing for about 40 years apparently. We're aiming to bring this patch into a similar sort of condition to that field over there. So what the field looked like originally, well, when we came and first had a look at it, was covered in brambles, a few little clumps of gorse, a lot of bracken, and then this very dense mat of ivy. So what we're doing is we're hitting it quite hard. Bruce, who's the contractor that's working on this, is having to go over this 2 or 3 times to get it down to, so the first cut is to hit the bracken and the bramble strands, see the area there just behind Bruce, and then he's going over it again and taking it right down almost to ground level. And it looks quite harsh, but what we're hoping is this will allow the seed bank to regenerate, and it will need ongoing management. It will mean that if we leave it left, it will just revert to that, but what we're aiming for is to have this as a flower rich meadow. And so what we'll need to do that is to have a management regime which is carried out every year. So I'll just have a wander over and show you one of the reasons for doing this work here. I've mentioned that there's about 7 rare bees using this field. Just down there, I don't know if you can see, in that valley, that's where we've got a longhorned bee colony, very rare bee, and the longhorn bees are often over in the next field foraging. So this is a perfect example of creating almost a wildlife corridor, stepping stones that the bees can move between. So hopefully later on in the year, flowers will come back and we'll be able to see the bees feeding here as well.